Domestic violence, two words that should never go together. Yet, behind closed doors, in homes that look like ours, a silent epidemic rages. It affects millions regardless of age, gender, or background. The statistics are staggering, a stark reminder of the pervasive nature of this abuse. Globally, 1 in 3 women experiences violence from an intimate partner in their lifetime. These are not just numbers. They represent real people. Mothers, daughters, sisters, friends, trapped in cycles of fear and control. The impact is devastating, leading to physical and emotional trauma that can last a lifetime. But domestic violence is not just a women's issue. It affects entire communities, eroding the very fabric of our society. Children who witness abuse in their homes are more likely to become victims or perpetrators themselves, perpetuating a vicious cycle of violence. The time for silence is over. We must break the stigma surrounding domestic violence and create a world where every individual feels safe and empowered to seek help. This is a call to action, a plea for each of us to become part of the solution. The fight against domestic violence begins at home, in our communities. It requires a multi-pronged approach, one that addresses both the immediate needs of victims and the underlying societal norms that perpetuate this abuse. We must start by believing survivors. Too often, victims are met with skepticism or blamed for their situation. This only serves to silence them further, trapping them in a cycle of abuse. Let's create safe spaces where survivors feel heard, validated, and empowered to seek help. Education is key. By teaching young people about healthy relationships, consent, and the dynamics of abuse, we can help prevent violence before it starts. Schools, community centers, and places of worship all have a role to play in fostering a culture of respect and equality. Addressing the root causes of domestic violence is crucial. This includes tackling gender inequality, promoting economic empowerment for women, and challenging harmful social norms that condone violence against women. Each one of us can make a difference in the fight against domestic violence. Here are some practical steps you can take. First, listen and believe. If someone confides in you about experiencing abuse, listen without judgment and believe their story. Your support can be a lifeline for someone trapped in a dangerous situation. Next, educate yourself. Learn about the signs of domestic violence and how to support survivors. There are numerous resources available online and in your community. Speak out against abuse. Challenge jokes or comments that trivialize or normalize domestic violence. Our words have power. Let's use them to create a culture of zero tolerance for abuse. Support local organizations. Donate your time, resources, or skills to organizations working to combat domestic violence. Every contribution, big or small, can make a difference. Remember, even small actions can have a ripple effect. By taking a stand against domestic violence, you are contributing to a safer, more just world for all. Real change requires collective action. Communities around the world are implementing innovative programs and initiatives that are making a real difference in the lives of survivors. In some areas, law enforcement agencies are partnering with domestic violence shelters to provide comprehensive support to victims. This includes crisis intervention, legal advocacy, and safe housing options. These collaborative efforts ensure that survivors have access to the resources they need to break free from abuse. Other communities are focusing on prevention through education. School-based programs are teaching young people about healthy relationships, conflict resolution, and the importance of respect. By empowering the next generation with this knowledge, we can break the cycle of violence. One inspiring example is the White Ribbon Campaign, a global movement of men and boys working to end violence against women. By engaging men as allies, the campaign challenges harmful masculinity norms and promotes gender equality. These are just a few examples